For decades, prominent Democrats have bragged in public, we're going to open the borders so we get more reliable voters. If you notice this, then you're some kind of creepy, bigoted, great replacement theory wacko. Oh, you're crazy. Shut up, racist. But it's true, they say it, and now they're not even hiding it. All over the country, in Democratic-controlled areas, it's become common to allow illegal aliens to vote in elections. So foreign citizens, foreigners, get to pick your leaders. How is that democracy? That's not democracy, the opposite of democracy. Well, that's tyranny, of course. San Francisco, Chicago, New York City have already allowed this to happen. Now it's become federal. 162 Democrats in the House of Representatives have just voted to allow illegal aliens to vote in Washington, D.C. elections. So you're a resident of D.C., you're an American citizen, but your vote is canceled by a foreigner. Someone, a holder of a foreign passport who's sworn allegiance to a foreign flag gets to pick your leader. Democracy? No, not even close. Here's D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton.
There's a long history in the United States of non-citizens being allowed to vote in local, state, territorial, and federal elections. D.C. residents, a majority of whom are black and brown, are worthy and capable of governing themselves. It is true Congress has absolute power over D.C., but might does not make right.
Oh, so if something happened in American history for a while, it's okay? Is that what you're saying, you moron? And yes, the citizens of D.C. and every place in America have a right to govern themselves. She's saying you should be governed by foreigners. Thomas Massie is a member of Congress from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and we're honored to have him join us tonight. Congressman, thank you so much for coming on. How is this not the most obvious attack on democracy?
It is an attack, and after years of bleeding about Russian interference, the Democrats have now voted to let Russian nationals and Chinese communists vote in our elections. Now, Eleanor Holmes Norton was correct, but what she didn't tell you, Tucker, is you had to own land back then. In other words, you were presumed to be a citizen if you owned land back then to vote. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to go back to those days. And here's the crazy thing. So. There are at least, there are about 50,000 foreign nationals in Washington, D.C., and as you pointed out, some of them have a visa, but about half of them don't have a visa. They came here illegally. And I asked the ranking member, Jamie Raskin, since D.C. allows people who are in jail and prison to vote, does this mean that an illegal alien who is in prison can vote in Washington, D.C.? And he wouldn't say that they couldn't.
So this is of special concern now, not just because it's philosophically repulsive, but because we have tens of millions of illegal aliens, foreign nationals, holders of foreign passports, sworn allegiance to a foreign country, living in the United States. And our elections are determined by tens or hundreds of thousands of votes. So if they can all vote, then we're done. Like, why aren't people outraged by this?
Well, I am outraged, but obviously 162 Democrats aren't because they voted to allow it to happen. So it's just insane, really, Tucker.
I would say. On this, as on so many issues, a rare voice of sanity, Thomas Massie, member of Congress from Kentucky. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Tucker.